And I'm not a drunk either. That's the funny thing. That's like instantly better out here, because the only other thing I can do is literally sip on coffee all day. And chicory helps as well in the summertime. So, nice dark roast. It's like jumping into a pool basically after taking a cold shower. If you take a cold shower before you jump in a pool, it's the same thing as drinking a hot coffee before you go out in the heat of the day. Believe me, if you want to drink tea on a hot day to replace it, watch out, because tea loves to change its constitutes and the way it responds to your body based upon your metabolism and body temperature. So that's the one kicker with some of these herbs and plants. That's why it doesn't work for some people at all. It's not the right doses, or it's the wrong spectrum of the plant, or their metabolism isn't properly proceeding, and that's actually an indicator. That's where I started with diagnostic herbal medicine at that point. Which, I basically need to just go autistic savant level and start rebuilding everything now that I've recovered a lot of my original frickin' notes and schematics and a couple of my grant papers, a couple of my short stories as well. And everyone is. If I'm talking to myself, then that's what everyone's doing. I don't know what else to say to something like that. It's childish. That's like I said here earlier. It's like, if I leave something for someone to find in my property, and they go around talking about it, and then they have to cover their ass. Well, it works. I used to have to do that with my sisters. I used to use like death threats and shit instead, in a form of a letter, or fake journal entries. See, that's what happens when you go through other people's shit. Yeah. Technically, I've been making death threats to my frickin' family since second grade, if not before. You could ask kindergarten. And see, there's a working model of psychology where people try to profile people based upon their upbringing and where they grew up and all that. Well, that does not apply in my case, because there was no single location. I technically grew up, I came of age at certain locations and reached certain achievements at certain locations. But as far as, the casual where am I from conversation does not apply 9 times out of 10 unless you want to get technical with international documents. That's kind of where it's at, ladies and gentlemen. That's where it's at on the casual level. So, good old New Orleans is just not going to let this happen. Like Squirrel down there and Conan from 181st Airborne. Squirrel, retired major, sergeant major, what's his name? Jupiter, what I call Purple Rain. Anyway, that's where it comes from. That's why I even drink. They call it tula. In police talk, that means breaking and entering, I guess, but they don't realize that I'm like more into the alchemic symbol of I'm technically showing you my dick. You should see what happens when I turn it upside down. It looks like one of the Egyptian sitting down positions with their dick in your face. Anyway, that's how everyone sat like that, with their knees up. Of course, I do sit with my knee up, so I guess I look like one of the Egyptian symbols, right? Right? Okay. So, oh yeah. I don't know if she came back yet, but I can get the shopping cart at least ready. Kind of get myself cooled off for a moment too for being out there. It is so bright on my eyes. That's the other thing. I did the eye doctor appointment, let alone all that nonsense. Get it done, you know. I mean, here's the other thing where some of my methods work almost too well, and I kind of don't want to fix too many things until I get it properly documented. That's like going in with cavities into a dentist, right? And then they schedule in, to do everything. You come back and there are no cavities. That's what happened over at Eaton Rapids Medical, not with teeth, but something else. Might be a little TMI, but that's why I have to stay away from taurine. I actually used antioxidants and what was the other? Did a research. I did my homework and did my research on it at the same time, where it turns out they were able to induce some contortion with some mice using the same, and it turns out actually a lot of people drinking those energy drinks, especially teenage boys at that point, are all having the same problem. In fact, it comes down to even proper blood flow due to like boxers and everything versus underwear versus all these different briefs and all that. It's like if it cuts off the circulation down there, basically it can cause problems too. It doesn't even matter if it's around your belly or something. They can fuck with digestion. That's like, imagine what your organs had to grow around if you were sitting there always wearing your belt a little too tight, you know? The human body is very adaptive. Just warning you. It's actually a fair warning. Because you never know how well it will adapt on its own. And a lot of these people basically are stuck in the social hierarchical system anyway. So they're expendable, unfortunately. When it comes to nature, they are expendable. Being resourceful and social is a whole other matter. That's where you start building communities. So that's the kind of division of species I'm talking about. So, well, you know what happened to the dinosaurs when they took over the world in the first? They became 1,000 different species. Imagine the same thing will happen to humans. You know, it's like what happened to mammals in the first place, right? They branched off, became 1,000 species. Here's a question. I wonder if our how much of our social ability, and I'm not the only one asking that, but how much of our social hierarchy it affects evolution. Like, so we can go by basic genetics, be like, well, someone who's more social could be making things too social. You have a couple generations in, right? Like the multi-generational fly experiment. I've done my own. So I ended up with 4 different types of flies back at old Douglas apartments there. Which I found, I also made one of those, I used my own DNA to make an artificial brain that works by fire and electricity and magnets and minerals. Yeah. It's carbon based. It's strictly carbon. It's not the same. It basically, it's once it starts the neural process, it burns out the neural passageways. It's like a one-time go brain. One thought, 1,000 computations, but it burns out every circuit along the way. That's what that experiment is. I still have documented. That was my pinnacle of mineral biology, by the way. I figured I'm allowed to use my own DNA. That might freak some people out. Well, here's a funny thing on that note. For people that have a higher weight capacity, you know, the big boned ladies, not the fat. I don't call people fat. There's a difference between fat and being big boned. Okay, the bigger set ladies in general, that are like that bigger set in general, their pH responds completely different to the herbs, like flip-flop opposite. And actually I did a little bit of research on it too, did my homework, and my friend volunteered as a test subject too, because she happened to be big boned. Oh, she would look like a frickin' big boned skeleton if she ever tried to lose too much weight, you know. She'd still look like an Amazonian. Let's put it that way. Or a dwarf, you know, that they're shorter. Word to the big bone ladies, the heavy set. But anyway, yeah, it turns out, yeah, for real, there's something, like, I checked for the acidic level and everything, and that's almost exactly what it is. Like, you guys going for the drug test, I'm going for the pH tests, and I'm testing, like, your sweat. I can test your blood, too. Before and after, you know. Me and my savantisms, like me, I couldn't find my damn glass bowl yesterday. Like, frickin' sitting there having a mini goddamn fit about it. Like, god damn it. I hate how and you know what, with the brain damage the way it is, it's like, I know it's over the top even. But I looked it up, it turns out with my brain damage, it's one of the damn symptoms. So added on top of my epileptic fit and autism with the stroke fucking patient level. Hence why blood-brain barrier. I can still feel it right there. Right fucking there. It hurts like hell. Oh no. No. Nothing. I don't want pain management for it. I need to be able to feel what it's doing. It's that scary. It could be a cisset with some of the accelerated healing, neuroregenerative stuff, accelerated. It might be the fact that I really do need to eat sushi really bad for about like a month straight. Or get me kale and raw fish and everything. I mean, real sushi. Quite expensive. Although technically imitation is still, you know, salmon and all that. So y'all didn't know that. Some seaweed and some salmon, and pretty much make your own imitation sushi. But I do it for real. I eat raw fish. I watch out for the mercury levels, is why I rinse it a couple times over. I don't want to soak it. I just want to rinse it. Dry it, rinse it. Dry it, rinse it. It's the only way to avoid mercury poisoning these days. And I've heard a lot of this area when it comes down to fishing. And I pretty much vowed not to go fishing unless it was with my son, my flesh and blood. So, fuck. It's like everything that was sentimental. And I'm left with the remnants of what's sentimental. And believe me, that happened to my human family versus my kitty cat family. Gonna make me pop a gasket, because it's probably about what it feels like. It might be a clot. It could be a scab left over from the impact of the fucking brick. You gotta remember, I had a stroke before that happened and people thought it was drugs or alcohol. No. My real friends knew better. And they're close. That's the reason I say friends of the family, though. They don't realize if I get pulled into the domestic zone, there's almost nothing I can do about it. They don't understand this. At least claim Ma is Ma. That's domestic. We settle things properly. Oh yeah. It's like half as bad as a freaking neighbor, and I guess she's a relative somewhere down the line either way. But and she sounds like me when I'm sober. She sounds like me when she is drunk. So I'll say that backwards and inside out. When she gets drunk, she sounds like me when I'm sober and chewing people out. Yeah. I wonder how it got here. No, they have too much of fate in the universe with them simple serendipities and natural patternizations versus the resistance field I sense.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I made out very well.
Did you? I'm glad to hear.
I even have enough for my second.
How much do you have? Do you have any extra?
$2. And I paid my debt too.
Oh, that's good. Would you like
I don't
some
want to
coffee?
mix that.
It's
No.
fat. High fat.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Now, have you
Thank
had
you,
enough fat
though.
today? Hold on.
No,
What
I
is that,
didn't
ice
get.
cream? Who
No.
had that?
That's an old lid. What's his face brought that over here?
Have you
Yes.
had enough fat today?
That I do need. Just barely. I need to eat some
Fat
more.
and protein
I need to eat
is
some more of
mission
it. I
items
need
on
to.
today.
I know. I focus on carbohydrates.
There's my coffee.
But I want. I need an. I'll eat some more jerky before I go. I'm also sweating out some stuff, heavy metal detox style. And I got boot rot I recovered from and dried out, but I've got to. It's gonna take me a minute. I gotta piss on it on my feet, you know.
Can you hit my
and then
down there?
you know what's better to I was trying to put it in a jar and shit so I could just dump it on my feet out here.
Yeah.
But the fresh piss is better. So it's like I literally have to.
Morning one's the best.
Right, piss on the jar very quick, run down here and dump it on my feet. You know, that's about it. And then stand in the grass, right, and then rinsing it off very quick. Yeah. Might as well grab that jerky.
I'm dumping powder in here.
Yeah, the powder hit me well, but I still can feel that the jerky is giving me the extra stuff I need.
The extra, because the powder.
Which
this
means
is the
I can
only
ration
thing I
the
feel
jerky.
that way also, because it's
Strategically.
that powder is total plant based. There's no way.
I was talking about it
for
on
it being plant based, it's actually amazing.
Yeah.
However, I still feel like I need the animal protein too, and so that was the.
Well, I used to tell people as a kid there's different proteins.
Right.
I was like, there's P6, there's P16,
this meets all the
P27.
criteria and is supposed to be and marketed as good as animal
P16
protein.
is
and I think that long term it is,
P27,
and we're just not there yet.
lamb.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Because of pathways.
P6
Because of
to P8
pathways.
beef,
However, it has an amino acid.
and
It has
chicken's
it
like
listed
P2.
on there. It has a profile.
Sometimes you get a P12 chicken. Good stuff.
And so, by
Eggs are a P3, P4. And P1, by the way.
and having
Which
both
is very
available, then
important.
you just figure it out. And then it eventually.
But this is how I was classifying the different protein groups all on my own as a kid, by the way. Yeah, I'm still recording, by the way. So, but yeah, that's why I was gonna grab the L-carotine, and I started diving into what's in beef in the first place, and versus like why I'm going for like craving for fish up the wazoo, because the omega fatty 3 acids. That's what it is. Fuck, forgot to get olive oil. Eh. I mean, there's not a charge, but at least I can offer them 50 cents for two. There's no charge in the first place. It's like 10 cents a creamer if you get specific. But that's still that's highway robbery. It's like 2 cents a damn. But they're making 8 cents a damn creamer. Which is probably calculated into the overall coffee cost. Convenience. The cost of convenience. Yeah, if I was in the woods, I could show you what I'm watching. I'm watching this flock of birds in the yard across the street. The neighbors there, big old flock to fill up the whole yard, and that's when I know, yeah, when the other cat's hunting, trying to get a chicken sandwich. Huh? Hold on, I'm a coming. I'm a coming. One moment. Oh, I gotta add my residue. See what I really know what to do with this. See my new little. Oh, this is his. I got nope.
Huh.
Still not the right kind though.
This?
Yep, none of
This
them are.
is boar's hair.
Nope. I have to get these. Nope, I need the little with the little dots on top that are spread about yay thin. Otherwise, it'll tangle up into it. It'll make it worse. It'll curl my hair. Nope, I've already been through that.
May I see your phone, please?
Already been through that. I know how to straighten my hair with the right brush. Anyway, oops, sorry about that. I had to wash away my little dink. My mom must be walking around with a dang, probably one full of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, like, don't get this in your eyes. Anyway, y'all, that's about it. As blood flows clearing up here, because like I told you, there's something soon. I'm glad sooner than later, for real. This was the entire impact ratio point, and I need to see how far I've been able to fix it. And I already know the plate might still be busted. Yeah. Peace, YouTube.